But I am happy to say that I finally have an upload schedule now, and the third video in the series will definitely come out sooner. Whoops. Hello everyone, and welcome to or back to my YouTube channel. My name is BlueSky, and I have some good and some bad news. Good news, the construction on my house is finally done. Bad news, it does not mean I'll be getting my desk back, because apparently my parents are using it now, which I was not aware of.
Oh no, this white 16-year-old has to sit in a different part of his room.
So we are stuck in this current recording situation, which is great, because I have the least decorative wall of all time over here, and obviously I did not anticipate such a massive change in the way I would be recording, so all of my cool posters and stuff are on the other wall. So I hope you like this blank, boring, white room as much as I do. But the other good news is that, yep, you read the title correctly, I am bringing back the Hunter x Hunter review series. And the bad news is that it took me almost 2 years to do that. But I know you'll be able to forgive me, because I have reasons. I have reasons for why it's been delayed for so long. I know a lot of people, I hope, have been looking forward to part 3 of this, so I just want to clear it up, you know, just have some explanation as to why it hasn't released for a long time. I haven't been busy at all. There's been nothing stopping me from recording this video. I've had the script written for a while now, and I got a new haircut. Wait, what do you mean those aren't valid reasons? But yeah, all jokes aside, welcome to my channel, or welcome back to it. I'm glad you decided to click on this video to join me along on this ride. And speaking of this being a ride, we have already had 2 pit stops already, those being the first 2 parts of this review series. In this video, I will be reviewing the Yorknew City arc of the 2011 Hunter x Hunter anime. The first 2 videos review the Hunter exam arc and the Heaven's Arena arc. So if you have not seen those yet, it's probably a good idea to go and catch up on those. Oh, and of course I will link those videos in the description so you can access them easily. Actually, one second. Disaster Hunter x Hunter review.
Hello everybody, BlueSky here, and today I'll be talking about the first arc of Hunter x Hunter.
So yeah, like I was saying, keep in mind that watching the first 2 videos is, you know, you don't have to do it. It's completely optional. You don't have to. Welcome to Yorknew City. It's like New York City, but without a weed stand around every corner and the worst drivers imaginable. I'm sorry, New Yorkers, but I have been there. But before we talk more about that, let's get back to what our beloved main characters are doing. After finishing up with his business at Heaven's Arena, Gon returns home to Whale Island for the first time since the Hunter exam. Killua also accompanies him because, well, you know. Upon getting back, Aunt Mito shows Gon a mysterious box that Jing left for him. And for those who don't remember, Jing is Gon's dad, who named Gon after what he currently is. After some trial and error, Killua and Gon managed to get the box open, revealing 3 items: a videotape, a memory card, and a ring. The videotape is pretty much just a video of Jing being like, "Hey bitch, catch me if you can," so it's not important and we don't really need to talk about it. The memory card and the ring, on the other hand, are both very important. Killua is able to determine that the memory card is one belonging to a Joy Station console, and I wonder where they got that name from. And after buying a console and inserting the memory card into it, they find that the only game listed on it is a game called Greed Island. As for the ring, it's pretty much a key to get into said game. Gon and Killua set out to learn more about Greed Island, and later find out that the game is super rare and expensive. But since Gon is trying to find his dad and the game is most likely a clue, he's still determined to get it, and he gets a lucky break after finding out that it's being auctioned off in Yorknew City. Unfortunately, the starting bid for the game is $8.9 billion, and the two realize that to get their hands on a copy of Greed Island, they're going to have to come across a fuck ton of money.
100,000?
As for the whereabouts of our other two main characters, Kurapika is actually in Yorknew City, working as a bodyguard for the Nonstory family. Late Nonstory, the father in the family, is the head of a mafia group that plays a huge part in the Yorknew City auctions. Since Kurapika's goal is to retrieve the eyes of his fallen fellow Kurta clan members, which are being sold at the auction, he plans to use this opportunity as a way to get closer to his goal. On the other hand, our final main character, Leorio, doesn't have any time for any mafia or revenge business. Why? Because he's already too busy staying on that hustling Sigma male grind. Holy shit, I can't even say that without laughing. In all seriousness though, Leorio's goals pretty much just coincide with Gon and Killua's during this arc, since Gon and Killua need to make money for Greed Island, and no one's better at making money than Leorio. I mean, I'm serious, his theme song is literally called All I Want Is Money. This arc is pretty much a Kurapika-centric arc though. Anyways, now that I've finished explaining the goals of the characters for this arc, let's talk about what I thought about it. And I'm just going to come right out and say it now. I thought that this arc was amazing. In the earlier episodes of it, I'll admit that I was kinda nervous as to how it would all play out, especially with this arc coming hot off the heels of Heaven's Arena. Just in case you didn't watch my first two videos on this series, I'll do a quick recap for you. I gave the Hunter exam arc a perfect 10 out of 10, saying that it was not only a perfect start for the series, but also that it was awesome and exciting because of the world building, characters, and crazy, humanly impossible feats. However, I gave the Heaven's Arena arc an 8 out of 10, because while I still enjoyed it because of Killua and Gon's interactions, the awesome fights, and an interesting premise, I felt that the world building was almost completely absent, and having Leorio and Kurapika missing from the arc was a huge downgrade. So when Yorknew City was shaping up to be an arc focusing for the most part on just one character, I felt like I was just in for another Heaven's Arena repeat, but luckily I was proven wrong. In my opinion, the Yorknew City arc was a perfect return to form for Hunter x Hunter. The problem with Heaven's Arena didn't lie completely in the absence of major characters. It also felt that it was a training or competition arc as opposed to the life or death situations and risky strategies we had seen before, and it pretty much only took place in a single area. So Kurapika infiltrating the Mafia and dealing with the Phantom Troop in a whole new environment, that sounded exciting, and it absolutely fucking was. Yorknew City, the actual location, is a perfect place for insanely rich people and criminal masterminds, or both, and the not ideal location for, well, practically everyone else. And since Kurapika is a complete outsider, seeing him handle situations here felt refreshing and exciting. Not only do we discover a completely new location here, but we also learn shit about it. Like how there's a whole history of crime in the city and how it pretty much just runs it. The most notable aspect of Yorknew City, however, is that it's where the Phantom Troop's hideout is, which is actually part of the reason that Kurapika is trying to land a job there. And if you're thinking that a wealthy city and a notorious group of killers with inhuman strength don't mix, then you would be right. Oh, and since this is the first time we actually meet the Phantom Troop, I'll introduce each of the characters. You've got the boss, Crusty Forehead Man, who everyone thinks is hot for some reason, Samurai Champloo, E-Boy, the one guy who you didn't realize is Killua's sibling, blonde guy, ears guy, hair guy, nose girl, not you again, gays, and lesbians. I mean, have you seen their official art? On a different topic though, seeing all of the characters again is a huge part of what made this arc so stellar for me. It's been a while since I've watched the Heaven's Arena arc, so I don't remember everything from it, but I'm like 95% sure that Kurapika and Leorio weren't even in it, like, at all, and that was part of the reason I didn't like it as much as the first arc, where all of the characters were together. Although Kurapika technically isn't in the main character group with Gon, Killua, and Leorio, he definitely feels like part of it, as he's essentially the main character of this arc, and he does end up joining up with them later. Speaking of which, I should introduce Kurapika's group as well. You've got Macho Man, she's a femme fatale, Curious George. Oh my god, it is so nice to see a black character in this series. Like, I'm not even going to make a silly little stupid fucking joke for this one, because it's always such a breath of fresh air to see a character in anime who isn't white, or doesn't look like a white person at least. Oh, and of course you have the worst fucking character. I don't care how nice she is, she has the ugliest fucking character design of all fucking time. Fucking bucktooth nerd emoji, fucking receding hairline, fucking looking ass. God. Oh, and also Squalla, the black character, has a super cute relationship with this one girl, and I wish it was talked about more. While watching this arc, I felt the same amount of excitement I did watching the Hunter exam arc. Like I said, it felt like a real return to form for the series. The only real complaints I have about it are that Gon, Killua, and Leorio's screen time mainly consisted of them finding out about Greed Island and trying to make money for the first half, and that I feel like Kurapika maybe could have interacted more with the rest of the main cast, even if his lone wolf revenge plot and interactions with the side characters were nice. Plus, I can't really blame Kurapika for not wanting to take part in the quest to find a rare video game, because trust me, going to GameStop is never fun, and I also can't blame him for not wanting to get like little 12-year-olds involved with the fucking like mafia. But also Leorio is not a 12-year-old, he's the same age as Kurapika, and they have all been through some shit, and will go through more shit, as you'll see in the later arcs I'll be reviewing. As for the other categories like the art and music, everything I have to say about it, I have pretty much already said in previous videos. But then again, the most recent out of the two previous videos is almost 2 years old, so I'll cover the non-story aspects again here. The art and animation, done by Studio Madhouse before their flop era, is just as great as ever. Although I really enjoyed seeing cool, nature-filled environments drawn for the first two arcs, I still absolutely love seeing more gritty urban backdrops, as well as lit-up buildings and stuff that remind me of actual New York City. As for the animation quality, it's still just as stunning and impressive as always, especially during scenes like the Auction Massacre and Kurapika's fight with Uvogene. The music in Hunter x Hunter is one of my favorite non-story or character-related aspects of the show, and I was glad to see that it was still awesome and memorable here, even if I do kinda miss the songs from the first arc. As for the opening and ending themes, they actually kept using Hunting for Your Dream for this arc for some reason. I'm not complaining, the song is fucking great. Hunting for your dream! A sentiment I also expressed in my previous video, but the song definitely fit the Heaven's Arena arc more, and it did not fit some scenes in particular, let me just say that.
Kurapika is now drowning in an indescribable emptiness.
The opening theme used is probably going to surprise you. Departure. Bet you didn't see that one coming. And for anyone wondering whether or not I'm going to mention this opening in every video about this series, yes, I absolutely will. Anyways, for this arc, they brought back the first version of the song, which I was pretty happy about because I prefer it to the second version, which is still good, by the way, but I'm used to singing the first version, and it kind of throws me off when it changes. Speaking of which, in this arc of the series, they started doing this thing where they cycle through the two versions of Departure with every arc. I'm not exactly sure why, but I mean, it's worth mentioning, I guess. Moving on to the voice acting, it's just as great as it was before, if not better. I've already talked about how much I love Megumi Han as Gon and Maria Issei as Killua, but with characters like Kurapika, Leorio, and Hisoka having much more prominent roles in this arc, I've grown to appreciate their portrayals more too, even if I hate Hisoka. Miyuki Sawashiro does a great job as Kurapika, Daisuke Namikawa does a great job as Hisoka, as I've stated before, and the late Keiji Fujiwara, who sadly passed away in 2020, plays Leorio extremely well. But we also have some newcomers in the already stellar voice acting department, with the standout being Mamoru Miyano as Chrollo. Chrollo is the leader of the Phantom Troop, and I hate his ugly ass forehead and his annoying ass simps, but I have to admit that he is an awesome villain, and I think that his voice actor should start making those fucking ASMR videos, the fucking whispering ones, you know what I'm talking about. And that is pretty much all I had to say about the Yorknew City arc of Hunter x Hunter without spoiling anything too big. If it felt like I was just scratching the surface of how great it was, I'm really sorry about that. I wanted to get more into details, but I'm planning to have all of these reviews stay semi-spoiler free, and it's hard to get into story territory without at least some significant spoilers. Anyways, before I wrap up the video, I'll give my final rating on Hunter x Hunter's Yorknew City arc. And this may have been obvious, but I'm giving it a perfect score of a 10 out of 10. Although I wouldn't say it was quite on the level of the first arc, because honestly, I have watched the whole show by now, and it's pretty hard to top that. It was absolutely close to being just that, and like I said, it was a satisfying return to form for Hunter x Hunter. And so with that said, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope to see you in the next one, and also please consider liking, subscribing, commenting, sharing this video with a friend, subscribing, and all of that shit. And again, I'm sorry I put off this review series for so long. Have a great day. This has been Bizaster, and I will see you in another 2 years. Bye! Hey everyone, once again, thank you so much for watching this video, and I am sorry it took so long for me to drop it. I have a lot of cool stuff planned. I hope you're looking forward to that. Of course, subscribe if you want to, get notified about when all of it's coming out. So stay tuned. Of course, I will be continuing this series very soon. Please don't expect me to delay it so long again. Alright, bye! Oreo, please come back to bed and stop trying to be a Sigma male or whatever. You're scaring Gon and Keel. Sigma male hopefully tips to always stay on the grind. Wake up at 4 a.m. and take a bath in ice water. Eat a 12 protein powder.